What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by as ever. My name is Paul and this is the Leeds Therapy. Before we get into the video, if you could subscribe if you are new, like the video for me, share the video for me, and of course turn your notifications on. And if you have any comments that you want to make, feel free, leave them in the comment section down below. Now, that's out of the way. Let's have a little chat. It would now appear that, according to all sources, that Somerville is on his way for his medical at West Ham. And if all goes according to plan, then he will be on his way to America to go and join the rest of the West Ham players on their pre-season tour. So it's interesting. The fee is rumoured to be 25 million with some add-ons to go with that as well. So you would probably expect that the overall fee is going to be in excess of 30 million, I would have said, probably. Again, it's just me pulling at it, but I would say that that's probably the figure in and around. Leeds probably wanted a figure in excess of 30 million for Somerville. There's a lot of people complaining online because the figure isn't 40, isn't 50 million. Now, I like Somerville. He was, you know, player of the season last season, everything that goes with it, all of that good stuff. But he isn't worth 40 to 50 million. In no world is he worth 40 to 50 million. He is a championship player. He, if he was in the Premier League and he was putting those numbers up in the Premier League, then yeah, he would be worth that much. The difference between him and Archie is the ceiling on Archie is ridiculous. I think the sky's the limit for Archie. I really do. I've said it a million times. I think he's generational. Somerville is good. I think he's got a little bit to go yet in terms of, you know, proving how good he can be. There is a phenomenally good player in there, without a shadow of a doubt. He is an incredible player. He was incredible for us last season. Is it gutting that he's going? Yes, absolutely. But we have to face the reality of that we are a championship side. That is where we are. Now, the one thing that I will say is, had this been 2 seasons ago and he was going, he would have gone for way less than that. Absolutely way less than that. I think because of the strong financial position that we're in, we've managed to negotiate a deal, I would say, in excess of 30 million, like I said, which is roughly in and about where we need to be. And there is profit on that. There's obviously the sell-on clause for Feyenoord as well. So, you know, we are where we are. It's just one of those things. But it just, again, within 2 minutes of this happening, people are stood bitching and complaining about the owners and saying that, you know, we're having a shit summer transfer, everything else that goes forward, completely forgetting that we signed Rodon on a permanent, that we have signed Bogle on a permanent, that we've got in Rothwell on loan, and he looks to be an exceptionally progressive midfielder from what we've seen so far in pre-season. I'm happy with the way that the business has gone so far. The test of the ownership now is going to be what happens with the sale of Somerville. I would be incredibly amazed if we weren't already working on a replacement or had been working on a replacement in the background. It had gone very radio silent from the club again for a period of about a week, realistically speaking. And like I said, I would be hugely amazed if we aren't in the throes of lining something up. Ryan Kent has reared his ugly head yet again. Apparently, we're going to pay Fenerbahce 3 million for him. So, yeah, nice one. But, you know, stranger things have happened. We could now, tomorrow, wake up to news that Sarah is on his way to Leeds to have a medical. And then suddenly the sale of Somerville becomes an absolute afterthought. And it's the shock and awe that people seem to have about Somerville going. At the end of the day, we all knew that he was going to go. We were all resigned to losing Somerville. There wasn't, you know, there's not a fan that wasn't resigned to losing Somerville. That is the price that you pay for not being promoted. That's just the truth of it all. That's where we are. That's what we have to do. Yes, it sucks, but it's the reality of the situation. You know, players are ambitious. They want to move on and they want to go elsewhere. So the other one that I expect us to fend off offers for would be Nonto. And I would slightly suspect him probably to leave within the transfer window, but we just need to get in the replacements now. That's just the way that it is. I would rather it now than it be towards the end of the transfer window and us scrabbling around to get players in and get ready to go. I mean, you know, Somerville hasn't really started the last pre-season games, which leads you to think that the hamstring injury thing that people were talking about was smoke and mirrors. Which is what makes me think there's been things going on in the background for a little while now. And yeah, it's just, it sucks. It's annoying, but it's the reality of the situation that we're in. We can't, you know, as a championship club, you are going to get your best players pinched off of you. You just can't get away from that fact. It is just life. It's just one of those things. So yeah, remain calm. Everybody don't panic just yet. We have to wait and see what the club are going to do and what's going to be coming forward. This is now the proper test of mettle for the club in terms of what they're going to be doing, in terms of what's going to be pulled out of the... If there's going to be a rabbit pulled out of the hat, if there's going to be a player pulled out of the hat, who knows? So it does need to happen. We now need to replace that left wing. Logically, and it's just weird, logically now, for me, that's Georgie moving to the left-hand side and we bring an attacking central midfielder in, which leans towards Sarah. But I think we can all be sensible and honest and say that Sarah is an absolute impossibility. That's just not going to happen. Not unless we play, you know, upwards of what we've sold Cree for, which should be between 25 and 30 million, and we're not. We ain't paying that much for a player. Just we aren't. If we do, I will be gobsmacked. I'll be happy, but I will be gobsmacked if we do. But yeah, just chill out a little bit. Yes, it's not great news. Yes, it's disappointing, but it was an inevitability. It was always going to happen. And just like I say, it's a tiring place being on Twitter, because then you just have to sit and listen to everybody giving the usual stuff. Oh, well, that's it. The owners are this, that, and the other, and the owners need to get out, and they're just selling players to line pockets for an investment. It's just, I can't deal with you people that are like that. It's a fact of life. It wouldn't have mattered who was in charge. It wouldn't have mattered who owned the club. Somerville was always going in this transfer window. He was always going. I do think the grey sale probably allowed us to negotiate a much more aggressive style, because previously we would have had our pants majorly turned down. Now, some will still say that we've had our pants pulled down, but it's the fact of life. It's where we are. It's 25 to 30 million, including add-ons. That's what it's going to be. That's where we are. So yeah, that's going to do it for this one. I just wanted to have a quick and just sort of, obviously everybody's going to be aware, but just to bring it to people's attention. Yeah, that'll do. Just chill out, everybody. Just relax. Let's just wait and see what happens over the next couple of days with incoming players and how that's going to be and how it's going to work out. If you enjoyed the video, click like. If you are new, subscribe. Share the video for me. Comments, notifications on. All of that kind of good stuff. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And we will speak soon, no doubt. Take care.